Hey, what's up? I'm Adam. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be doing one of my self-proclaimed world famous best side-by-side drone comparisons on all of YouTube. This is going to be a photo test between the Mavic 3 and the Air 2S. Both of these drones put out 20 megapixel images, but we're going to put them side by side and see if we can notice anything different. The main difference is the sensor size. So the Air 2S has this 1-inch sensor and the Mavic 3 has this 4/3 inch sensor. You can just see how much smaller this sensor looks. But since they both put out the 20 megapixel photos with this bigger sensor, you can expect to have some better dynamic range, and then also you'd be able to bring out the shadows a little bit more. That's something that I would expect from this bigger sensor, but let's put them side by side and see. Okay, so let's check out these photos. We have the Mavic 3 on the left, the Air 2S on the right. If you're wondering why they're different sizes, that's because that's the format the Mavic 3 takes their photos in. Below you can see the shutter speed and the f-stop used in all these photos. Here they are side by side, split right down the middle. They look very similar. I feel like I see some more saturation and a bluer sky in the Air 2S side. Now this is the Mavic 3 without any editing. And this is one of my presets I call the Golden State preset. And it really brings out the color of the landscape and also the blue in the sky. I made an Etsy store, so you can find the presets that I used in this video at the Etsy store. For the pair of presets, it's only 99 cents. So here's the Air 2S unedited. Now let's put that preset so we can see what you can really get out of the footage. And it's a very high quality image, the same thing. More detail, more saturation, and bluer sky when using the preset. And here are both of them with the preset side by side. And then here they are split right down the middle. Okay, so let's really look at it at 200%. Look at the bottom and the whiteness and see if you can see any more detail in the Mavic 3. I feel like you can see a little bit more dynamic range slightly, but both of them are very high quality images. I just feel like there's a little bit more in the shadows of the Mavic 3. But probably if I didn't label it and I put which one is which, I wouldn't be able to choose which one's which. And this is at 300%. And here they are unedited. And then here they are unedited at 400%. Okay, in this next example, I'm pointing the camera straight into the sun to really test out that dynamic range. Here it is zoomed in 200%. Looking at both the images, I feel like you can see more depth with the Mavic 3. Also, when you're looking at the sky, I feel like there's more detail in the clouds, and that has to be because it has a bigger sensor. On the Air 2S, it just looks a little bit more blown out. In real life, you would never point your camera straight into the sun, but this is just a test I wanted to do. With the camera pointing straight into the sun, I feel like the Mavic 3, there's more like data in the clouds and in the sky, and then the Air 2S just is really, really white and blown out. And here's something that I've noticed with the Mavic 3. When you're flying straight into the sun, I notice that it gets a halo a lot more often. So pointing straight into the sun, it's doing a good job at having more sky, I feel like that, instead of blowing out the whole sky. Here is the photos side by side. So both of them have a halo. This is the Mavic 3 at full screen, and then full screen in the Air 2S. And if you're enjoying this video, definitely smash that like button. For the algorithm, it really does help, so thank you. All right, back to the beach. So here they are side by side again. This is without any editing. And here they are split right down the middle. Both of them are shot at f2.8. Here's the Mavic 3 without any editing. Here it is with my Summer Days preset. It really brings out the colors in the aqua and the blues. Here's the Air 2S without any editing. Putting on the same preset. A lot more color, a lot more saturation. With presets, you can make little adjustments to them, and I try to go for images that just don't look super fake. Here they are both side by side with the Summer Days preset, split down the middle. This is at 200%. The water does seem like you can barely tell, but maybe a little bit less noise in the Mavic 3 side. But when you're zoomed in at 300%, I guess this is one time where the Mavic 3 does have a little bit more detail. After looking at the photos, these are my final takeaways. So, we zoomed in, did some pixel peeping, really to try to find the differences between these two drones. And I feel like the results are really similar to when I did my side-by-side video test, where I'm very impressed with how the Air 2S can keep up with the Mavic 3. But the results were similar to that test, where the Mavic 3 did excel and kind of pull away, and that has to be because of the bigger sensor. The one thing that I noticed the most in these photos was the better dynamic range. But one thing that kind of has me perplexed is I thought buying the Mavic 3, it would almost be like night and day differences between the photos, and just like we've seen in this test, they're really similar. But one thing that I kind of have a question about, I don't know if you guys would have this answer, but I wonder if one of the reasons why this Hasselblad color with their Hasselblad color science, I feel like that the photos would be a little bit more like poppy and kind of stand out, but they do seem kind of flatter. And I'm wondering if DJI does that on purpose, just like for video editing, how they have the D-Log format where everything's more flat, and then in post you can really make the changes how you want to make them. So I'm wondering if these photos are a little bit flatter so that we can do more in Lightroom to really bring out parts of the photos that we want to bring out, but that's just a thought. I'm not sure if that's how it is. Also, check out my new Etsy store, and I have those 2 presets and then also some of my favorite photos that I've turned into wallpaper for smartphones, tablets, and computers, and everything on the shop is only 99 cents each. So you don't have too much to lose. I guess if you hate everything, you lose $1. So definitely check it out. It can make some good gifts. And with the Etsy store, when you buy it, it's an instant download, so you can have it right away. And that's going to wrap up this video. So if you found it entertaining or educational, give it a big thumbs up. Thank you, that means a lot to me. Subscribe down below if you want to see more videos like these, more videos where I'm comparing the Mavic 3 versus the Air 2S. Definitely, if that's what you're into, subscribe, and then check those notifications to be notified when I upload my newest videos. As always, my name's Adam. Fly safe, take care, peace.